Alright, welcome back. The V.O.C. NFL Tuesday here. A little different setup. Look, pretty much, I was fucking lazy today. I didn't feel like moving the desk up, changing everything around, so I just said, you know, I'll just sit in the chair, do it. Looks a little different, but let's get into it. Alright, like I said, different setup. Whatever. Sorry for no video yesterday, no miscellaneous video. A lot of shit going on in my life. Happens. But I'm back today doing an NFL video. You'll see from the title of this video, I'll talk about the title a little bit later here, but I think, you know, start with the game last night with the Bears. Obviously, I'm a Bears fan. The Bears have found their quarterback for the future. Look, he's going to win probably 2-3 Super Bowls, maybe 4 or 5 MVPs. I mean, this is just, Justin Fields is everything that Trash Bisky was supposed to be. Yeah, I used to call him Trash Bisky because he's fucking garbage, dude. 2 thumbs down. That guy sucked, right? Trash Bisky was the worst fucking quarterback ever. And the Bears have had some terrible ones. But we've been waiting for a savior. We have him. And you're going to, damn, you lost the game. I get we lost the game, but he drove us down the field, take the lead. They go down, kick a field goal, Steelers do. And then he drove us down into field goal range. Was never going to make it, but he drove us down there. Like, if he would have had 10 more seconds, boom, we would have won the game. The kid's got balls. The kid's got it. Everybody was fucking chirping him all this time. You know what? Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You guys are idiots. Justin Fields is the answer. Way better than Trash Bisky. And if it would have been for the goddamn fucking refs last night, we easily won that game. Those fucking refs are a bunch of fucks. I think we need to find those guys and torture them, because they tortured Bears fans last night. It was bullshit. They tortured a whole city. And you know what? The NFL doesn't care. They don't. We just let fucking refs do hip checks and throw some stupid ass flag. Are you stupid? That ref should be fired, fined, kicked out, put in jail, because he is a disgrace to the NFL. Disgrace. That was disgusting. Then they're hitting our quarterback. Look, this kid's going to be the face of your league, and you're getting him hurt? Please. You guys are garbage. The NFL sucks. You already know that. Goodell, NFL, terrible. But you screwed us last night even more. I'm not here to stand for it. I want that ref dead. Just saying. Alright, moving on to the biggest situation in the NFL so far this year. The Aaron Rodgers thing this week. Look, test positive for COVID. Turns out he's not vaccinated. The way he's kind of been perceiving everybody, he has been vaccinated all year. He's basically lied to everybody. He said he was immunized, whatever the words are. I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't care. Look, he's not vaccinated. Anybody's choice. I don't give a shit if you're vaccinated or not. But when you gallivant around like you aren't vaccinated in an NFL facility like that, I think there should be consequences. Now they're talking about no suspension, blah, blah. I think he should be suspended the rest of the year. That's not because I, hate the Packers and I hate him, but you're putting lives in jeopardy. You cost your team a win last week. They played the Chiefs. They lose 13-7. Aaron Rodgers plays that game. They easily won that game. They blow out the Chiefs, actually. So, there's a lot of, he went on Pat McAfee last week. It was like a big fucking storm. It was like 50 minutes. He went on talking about all this shit. I don't give a fuck, right? To me, do what the rules are, and you have to then take consequence for those actions. If he wasn't doing the stuff he's supposed to be doing, then the NFL needs to do something, but they're not going to. It's Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers kind of let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to. So I foresee the Packers getting more in trouble over an Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's whatever, right? It's done, it's over. He's coming back. The earliest he can come back is Saturday, which would be the day before the Seahawks game. If he plays, I don't know. But it just goes, if you're going to do something, please just follow the fucking rules, dude. Like, it's not that hard. And that's the problem with Aaron Rodgers. The Packers let him do whatever he wanted to because they're afraid of him and they don't want to lose him. And after the whole offseason stuff happened, it's like, you know what? It's your guys' own fault. Just because you don't want to enforce the rules, I mean, you deserve to get something, done by you, or maybe, it's going to be a heavy fine most likely, but, I mean, if you're wrong, you're wrong, right? But like I said, I don't give a shit if you're vaccinated or not. It comes down to he was more afraid of telling people that he wasn't vaccinated than anything else. That's what it goes. He cannot take the heat. He is the biggest pussy in the NFL. He doesn't want people talking bad about him, thinking he looks bad. So he gets all pissed off at the media all the time for, you know, saying he's grumpy, he's blah, blah, blah. He fucking hates that. And this whole thing is what he did not want to happen. He didn't want people to know that he wasn't vaccinated because he knew that there would be people hating on him for not being vaccinated. Who gives a fuck, Aaron? You want to do what you want to do. You live your life. It's your life, bro. Live what you want. Don't give a fuck about anybody else. But that's not Aaron Rodgers. He's a pussy. So he got all pissy, and we're here where we are. I don't know. I mean, he'll be back. He'll play. I think the Packers maybe threw the game a little bit to prove, like, you know, hey, we really need Aaron Rodgers. Like, we really do. This guy is our guy. We really need him. I'm not saying they threw the game. Quite possibility, though. Quite possibility. It is. And if LaFleur did that just to be like, Aaron Rodgers, you're our guy. We love you so much. Bullshit. I'll go back up to the Bears thing. I fucking forgot it. Mine works different ways, right? Even though so Justin Fields is the Bears quarterback for the next 25 years. It's going to happen. He's going to play till he's 50. Come on, this guy's a beast. But he's going to get a new coach at the end of the year. All right, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, they'll be fired. Pace needs to be fired. This guy's an idiot. The only good thing he's done, two good things, real good things, Justin Fields and Khalil Mack. And other than that, he's hit singles and doubles, but he's only hit 2 home runs in my opinion. Only 2. And I know people are going to say, well, you got Allen Robinson, this, that. Look, I get it. He's hit singles, doubles, only 2 home runs. That's it. He needs to go. He's fucking terrible. Nagy, I like him, but I don't know. But I foresee him getting fired. It is. And also, now back to the Packers thing, because, you know, my mind works fucking crazy. Russell Wilson looked like he's going to come back, so we could have the comeback bowl with Rodgers and Russell Wilson, so that would be fun. But like I said, it just goes back to, I truly believe Aaron Rodgers was just more afraid of what people thought of him and people thinking he wasn't vaccinated. I don't give a shit what you are. But if you can't take the heat, then get out the fuck out of the kitchen. But that's just Aaron Rodgers for you. He's a glorified pussy. He just really is. But he's a good quarterback. So like I said, he hurt his team. But don't lie about shit. Just don't fucking lie. What? Alright, this week in the NFL was fucking crazy. You got fucking paper everywhere. This was one of the most wildest weeks in the NFL ever, right? Shit that no one thought would happen happened. Like, a bunch of, like, the really good teams lose to a bunch of shitty teams where we think that we're shitty. Like, this is the way the NFL works. There's more parity in the NFL than college football. And that's why I keep telling and I keep stressing. You can't really make a bunch of, like, strong, pounding the table, ESPN screaming A. Smith shit. Like, you can't, right? Because teams are still figuring themselves out. There's still some teams that are like in the middle of the pack that are going to continue to rise, and there's some that are, you know, we think are really good and they'll drop, right? Like, this is the main candidate right now, just off the top of my head, the 2 teams. One team that was really good a few weeks ago and is kind of downfalling. We thought was great. They're going to be great. One team that's kind of was bad earlier in the year, and now they're kind of working their way up. Look, the Patriots are that team, right? They weren't very good. Like, what are they? And now they're kind of going upwards. And then the Bengals, hot, top team in the AFC 2 weeks ago, right? Boom, boom, best team, bah, 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 right? And now they are slowly losing. So it's like, this is how the NFL works. We just need to calm down and watch it play out. You can't sit here and make harsh, rash decisions. You just can't. Because is there a good enough team in the AFC? We don't know to win it, right? Is there multiple teams in the NFC? We think, but we don't know, right? You have to wait. That's why I keep saying you have to wait and watch this shit play out, because weekends like this happen and it makes everybody look like a fucking idiot because we overreact and we go too much and we're pounding on the table and we want to do the hot take crazy shit because, oh, it gets views. That's not what matters. If you want to be right and you want to look like a smart guy or a smart woman when it comes to sports, especially the NFL, you have to wait and watch it play out. So this weekend fucking humbled everybody, right? Like, oh my God, boom, boom. You know, the Browns destroyed the best team Bengals, right? Woo, woo. I told you last week, you can't fucking overstart the process. You can't start the car without gas. It just doesn't work, right? That is what everybody was doing. The Bengals are not there yet. They have a lot of problems. The Browns are way farther ahead of them towards a championship team roster build than the Bengals, right? Now, the Bengals have the better quarterback, yes. But the Browns are just a better, well-oiled machine. They have a better offensive line, really good running back, really good defense, still really good wide receivers, good tight ends, a comparable quarterback. So it's like the Bengals are just not there yet. They're still a year or two away. They just are. And teams now, the last 2 weeks, have kind of looked at Jamar Chase and said, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to stop you. This last week, the Browns just played one-on-one, and he still couldn't do anything, right? And even for the Browns, I think it was one of those, it was a vindication game, right? Like for Baker, like boom, because, you know, Odell Beckham, he's not there anymore. He cleared waivers. He was waived yesterday, released yesterday, waived. Cleared waivers today at 4. Now I think everybody's just waiting to see where he goes. There's 1,000 different things right now. Like, I just got a report, where was it, an hour ago, that said OBJ was looking at the Packers or the Saints. We don't know. We just have to wait and see where he goes. But he clearly didn't work in Cleveland, and it just didn't work. The Broncos pretty much beat down the Cowboys 30-16. Broncos just traded their best player and was just like, fuck it, we'll play. Falcons beat the Saints after the Saints beat the Bucks 27-25. Look, Trevor Siemian's not the quarterback for the Saints. I think we all get that. I think Taysom Hill starts to play quarterback from here on out. Giants beat the Raiders 23-16. The Raiders now fall to 5-3. They just picked up Deshaun Jackson, if I'm right. Maybe in on the Odell situation. The Giants are one of those teams that they... Fucking Jesus Christ knows. They're one of those teams that it's like... They're not good, but like they show up in the games they shouldn't show up in. And then the games like last week with the Chiefs where they could have easily won that game, they shit the bed. That's the fucking Giants for you. And now this is going into now the title of the video. If you've seen, this is one of those sports things that I think is fucking crazy. I didn't believe it, right? I talked about it last week, I think on my Monday video, about the Manning curse, right? It was brought to my attention. I think I saw a video on TikTok or whatever. It was the Manning, every active NFL player that goes on the Manning show during Monday Night Football, right, loses the next week. This week was the great week to put that theory into place, right? Josh Allen went on the Manning show last week. He played the Jaguars this week. I thought there was no shot in hell. I think the Jaguars were like 15-point underdogs or some shit like that. And the fucking Jaguars beat them 9-6. The Manning curse is legit. Now I have some numbers for you, right? The Manning curse is alive and well. Now, active NFL players that go on the Manning curse are now 0-6 their next week after going on the show. Week 1 was Travis Kelce. He was on it. And the next week they lost to the Ravens. Same week, Russell Wilson was on it. Next game, lost to the Titans. Gronk went on it. Next week, lost to the Rams. Stafford went on it. Next week, lost to the Cardinals. Brady went on it. Next week, lost to the Saints. And now Josh Allen went on it and lost to the Jaguars. Now, the crazy thing with the Manning thing is they only do 10 games. They're only doing 10 games. ESPN, for some reason, did not book them to do all 18 or 17. 17, because ESPN doesn't do... Week 18, there is no Monday night game. It just ends on Sunday, right? Sunday night, over. But for some reason, ESPN didn't book them to do 18 games. So they didn't do last week. And they kind of have been doing some breaks. So it is very fascinating that this theory is legit. This is, to me, I love wicked shit like this. Like the craziest stuff. Like the things you don't fucking think of that happen in sports. Happen, right? And this is one of those things. I didn't think it was legit. I thought it was like one of those fucking crazy things. And then, like I said, this was the best week to put it into theory because you had the Bills, who are a really good football team, lose to the fucking Jaguars. What? It happens. The Manning curse is legit. I mean, that is nuts. No wonder ESPN didn't book them for all 17 Monday Night Football games because they knew we can't have this shit on our record. Right now, 0-6. If it goes 0-10, I mean, Jesus Christ. There'll be no Manning show next year for ESPN. Bad views. I think it's crazy. And then the big Sunday night game, I fell asleep tired. Look, I have a hard life, right? This life ain't easy. I had a test the next morning. I got to do what I got to do, okay? fuck, I'm trying to graduate in life. The Titans pretty much beat down the Rams a little bit. They won 20-16. Both teams are now 7-2. I think the Titans, they're a really good football team. If they had Derrick Henry still, they'd be a great football team, right? Like, if they still had Derrick Henry this year, they would be the favorites in the AFC because they're physical, they could run the ball, they're still got really good skill position players, a comparable quarterback, and a defense that played really well against the Rams. Made Matthew Stafford look like he fucking played in Detroit, right? But with the loss of Derrick Henry, it's like your bread and butter, your core of your team kind of goes away a little bit. So it's interesting to see where they're going to be moving forward, but they look very, very good as a football team. They look like, honestly, one of the only, them and the Bills are probably the only two AFC teams that could go to Super Bowl and win it. But now I will talk about, because after this fucking crazy weekend, it is crazy to look at all the standings now. The AFC East, I really only think there's about two teams that have a fighting shot of doing stuff. The Bills at 5-3 and the Patriots at 5-4. Like I said, the Patriots are one of those teams that are kind of working their way up. They have the best coach in football. They're figuring out. They have a team that doesn't really turn the ball over, and they get turnovers. I mean, that's just what they do. The AFC North, this will probably be, this and probably the AFC West will probably be, these are the tough two divisions in football, and it shows how maybe there's not many great teams on the AFC side, because normally we don't see how close these teams are. They're pretty close this year. The Ravens are 6-2. The Ravens won. Like, when everybody lost, Ravens just fucking went out. They were down by 14 in the second half, or 20, whatever it was. They were down big, and they fucking came back and won. They're like, you know what, fuck it. This is what we do. We're going to win. Everybody else is losing. We're winning, right? They possibly have a shot. There's just some things that I just don't know yet with them. I just don't, it's not that I don't trust Lamar. I think Lamar's, like, he can do it for you. It's just the wide receivers, you know, can you get some separation to help him out even more, right? To make him even more explosive. The running backs, is there running back that will get hot and will work well with Lamar, just so Lamar isn't running all the time, right? That's my only thing with the Ravens. It's my only fear. I have to sneeze. Looking at the light. Help me sneeze there. Fuck. God, those are the worst when you gotta sneeze and you can't. You gotta look at the light. And the Steelers are now at 5-3 after their win. The Browns are 5-4 and the Bengals are both 5-4. I think this is Browns-Ravens thing. I just named out four of them because it was really close, but I think Browns and Ravens they're probably gonna work it out all the way up to the top. The Steelers are just old at quarterback. I like Big Ben, but not now. I mean, 10 years ago, maybe. Maybe not, though. If you know, you know. Big Ben's got a little trouble. All right, AFC South. Titans are 7-2. I talked about the Colts here just because they're 4-5. They have a really good coach. Quarterback, when he's not an idiot, it's really good, but I think the Titans run away with this division. Like I said, AFC West really close. Chargers at 5-3. Raiders at 5-3. Chiefs are at 5-4. Broncos are at 5-4. I still say the Chiefs win this division. This is just the Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid thing. I think it's one of those things where they're not, I told you, they're not dead till they're dead. And they're this close with the other two teams. I think the Chargers are maybe 1-2 years away from being really, really good. The Raiders, I just don't know if they have enough, right? The Chiefs, they have Patrick Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, they have that offense. You have to always expect them to be in it. The Broncos, yeah, your season's been sweet. Get out of here. NFC East, this is Cowboys without a doubt. They're now 6-2 after their loss. I think this loss will humble them a little bit. They should easily run away with this division. Because Eagles and Giants are 3-6, and the Washington football team's 2-6. Cowboys should easily. NFC North, Packers will easily run away with this division at 7-2. Especially if they get Aaron Rodgers back, he'll play way better. The NFC South, you have the Bucks and you have the Saints. I think that those are the only two that will probably make some waves. Bucks are at 6-2. I think the Bucks win the division, but the Saints always have a shot with their coach and whoever the fuck plays quarterback. And they have Brady's numbers, so they play one more time and you can get a win. Saints always have a shot against the Bucks, but I don't think overall. I think the Bucks come out of their bye week and they kind of just lay it out like they did last year, and they just kind of gel. They really work it out. and they really showed they're a really good football team. I think after their bye last year, they did have a bye last week, but I think after their bye last year, fuck, I cannot talk right now. I think they didn't lose a game after that. So, I mean, they have a shot. They have Tom Brady at quarterback. Can't fully see it, but he's up there and he's up there. They have Tom. And the NFC West, this is like the division we thought was going to be tough. I think it's 2 teams. I get the Seahawks. They get Russell Wilson back. Possibly Odell. But, look, Russ is just coming off like 3 weeks before he broke his finger. That's going to take a little bit longer than we think. And the Cardinals are 8-1. The Rams are 7-2. I think the Rams end up winning this division. I think the Cardinals are one of those teams that they're ahead right now, but they could slowly fade away at the end. But like I said, overall, you can't sit back and just go, boom, put your fist on the table and slam and yell and scream. This is it. I know the NFL this week. This is how good the NFL is this week. You don't know. This weekend proved to everybody we don't know shit about the NFL. We don't. We think we do, but we don't. It was a humbling weekend for a lot of people. Not for us Bears fans. No, we have our quarterback, right? But it's a humbling thing because there's a lot of teams that we looked at and said, fuck, they might 15 and whatever it is, 16 and 1 nowadays. They're not going to lose again this year, blah, blah, blah. They're so good. This team sucks. They're down and out. They've got all this drama. And this weekend just was like, fucking boom, blew it all up, right? That is what the NFL does. So we can keep fucking jumping to conclusions and yelling with Screaming A. Smith who knows nothing about football and laughing at this team and blah, 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 but it doesn't matter because this shit's going to come down to the end of the season. And we just have to wait and see. And that's what makes the NFL so great. And that's why fucking everybody watches it so much because so much more shit can happen than any other sport because it's very close, it's very competitive. It doesn't matter what happens. Any Sunday, any given Sunday, a team can win the game. And that's what I keep saying. Like, we need to watch this shit play out. Once Thanksgiving comes around, then we can really start to pound our fist and be like, boom. And I get you're going to say, well, that's still 2 weeks away. It doesn't matter. We have to wait. We have to watch it play out. If we don't, we're all going to look like idiots here. And a lot of people look like idiots when they pound their fist on Monday or Tuesday after the weekend and then shit changes after Sunday and then they pound their fist again for another team. It's not how I do business. It's not how it's not how we should think about it. Wait and see. Watch it play out. That's an NFL video for you this weekend. This Tuesday here. College basketball starts tonight. I was going to talk about that yesterday. I'll talk about it next Monday. Excited to watch basketball, college basketball. I like NBA. I love college basketball. Way better game. Way better. If you know basketball, you know. You know it is a better game. College football rankings come out. Trash, right? Let's hope that those fuckers are not as bad as they were last week. We'll talk about that Thursday. Thanks for sharing, liking, subscribe, watching. I appreciate it. That's going to do it for today. Bye.